Hey, story lovies. Welcome to Black My Story Time, where every tale beats with truth, drama, and power. Let's get into it. Episode 8, Stolen Innocence. Flashback. I swear, Dylan said, raising his hand like he was in court. It's just one night. A favor. Nothing weird. Okay, I'll go, she burst out, breathless with excitement. Oh my God, thank you so much, Dylan. You have no idea what this means to me. Before she even realized it, she had grabbed him in a tight hug, bouncing on her toes, stomping her feet like an overexcited little girl. She couldn't help it. Every bit of her was overflowing with joy. I'm going to see Danger. I can't believe it. Dylan chuckled. No, thank you. If you had said no, I would be stuck with the old man, and my girlfriend wouldn't be happy. This way, you get to see the man of your dreams perform in living color, and I get to romance and impress my girl. So you are basically saving my relationship. They shared a laugh. All right, well, tomorrow I'll give you the details, and I will get Jennifer to come see you. You and Marcus can figure out where to meet. He paused, watching the joy spread across her face. It's gonna be fun, Jules, he added before turning and jogging off down the path. As soon as he was out of sight, Julia let out a small stifled squeal. Her heart raced as she flew up the dorm stairs 2 at a time, barely able to believe what had just happened. She was going to the concert. Backstage, VIP, front row seats. She'd be up close and personal with Danger Ross. Maybe even touch his hand, hear his voice, without the filter of a mic. For one night, her worries would melt into the background. Just one night. That night was the best and worst night of her life. Yes, she met Marcus. And yes, he doted on her. She sat comfortably in the VIP section, completely swept up in the moment. This was her first major concert, and it was more than she'd ever dreamed. Every beat, every lyric, every scream from the crowd felt like magic. She sang along to every song, her voice lost in the ocean of sound, her spirit soaring. With her special armband, she had the freedom to walk right up to the front of the stage, then drift back to her seat whenever she pleased. Marcus guided her backstage after the performance. She got the coveted photo with Danger. The photo, a quick, giddy exchange, a smile, a hug with his sweat seeping into her clothes. Her heart was ready to burst. Nothing in her life had ever come close to topping this moment. And for a few blissful seconds, she truly believed nothing ever would. When she looked back at Marcus beaming, he caught the sparkle in her eyes, the awe, the innocence. He smiled to himself. He could tell she was from the country, probably new to city life, with little experience in scenes like this. Afterward, Marcus took her for a drink at the hotel where he was staying. They sat at the bar for hours, talking easily, laughing over shared interests and childhood memories. The conversation flowed as smoothly as the drinks. Julia, not used to alcohol, grew tipsy fast, too fast. By the time she realized she could barely stand, Marcus had already paid the bill. I'll take you upstairs, he said gently, supporting her as they walked to the elevator. She leaned into him, her world spinning, the music still thumping faintly in her ears. Then he took her to his room. She hated remembering that part. It was hard to reconcile, the best night of her life, followed by the hazy fragments she wished she could erase. Bits and pieces came back in flashes. She said no, over and over again. But he didn't stop. She woke up sore, her head pounding and her body aching, confused, uncertain, hollow. This wasn't part of the plan. To wake up in a strange man's hotel bed, to feel used, to feel shame. A part of her had been stolen, something she could never get back, leaving behind only fractured memories of a night she never consented to. She didn't know what to do, or how to make sense of it all. She felt numb. The sun was already streaming through the curtains. The room was quiet. He was gone. Julia sat up slowly, clutching the sheets to her chest. Her mind was racing. Was it her fault? Had she said enough? Fought enough? Her stomach turned. She gathered her clothes, took the fastest shower of her life, and dressed in silence. Her only thought was to get back to the dorm and try, somehow, to forget. Even the concert, the once magical experience, now felt like a bitter taste on her tongue. Just as she reached for the hotel door, it opened. Marcus stood there, surprised. "Where are you going?" Julia froze. He looked at her like nothing had happened, as if last night was a blur only for her. Like he hadn't noticed the shift, the dread, the violation. She didn't answer, couldn't. Marcus stepped closer and gently took her hand, guiding her back to sit on the edge of the bed. Then, reaching into his jacket pocket, he pulled out a small velvet box. "I wanted you to sleep in a bit. You had a long night," he said casually. "But I stepped out because I wanted to get you this." He took a small silver jewelry box from his jacket pocket, then opened it to reveal a pair of sparkling diamond earrings. Her breath caught, but not from joy, from confusion. Her emotions clashed, rage, sadness, disbelief, and numbness, all tangled up in the pit of her stomach. "I really like you," Marcus said, still holding out the box. "I had a great time last night. I'd love to see you again." Julia stared at him. The earrings glistened. Her silence deepened. She thought back to the day before, when they met at the designated pickup point. She had been on cloud 9 when the high-end BMW pulled up at her feet, and Marcus stepped out to greet her. Tall, handsome, and sharply dressed, he had well-defined muscles and just the first hints of gray in his hair. She was smitten, and when he opened the passenger door for her to get in, she knew instantly he was a gentleman. One look at his smile, and every misgiving she had melted away. She remembered wishing she were older, just so she could be with someone like him. But she quickly brushed the thought aside. She was only doing a favor for Dylan. Besides, the age difference was obvious, and surely a man like Marcus, a prominent businessman from the upper echelon on the other side of the island, would have no interest in someone like her. She was just a visitor, passing through his world for a few hours. She sighed, her eyes welling with tears. Now, sitting here, she didn't know what to think or feel anymore. "Say something," he urged, his voice soft, eyes searching hers. I don't know what to say," she replied finally, her voice barely a whisper as she wiped tears from her eyes. The earrings meant nothing, not after what had happened. She looked down, wishing, desperately, that she could go back to the moment she said yes to Dylan. But nothing could undo what had been done. "I said no," she whispered, her voice cracking. "I remember that. I said no." Marcus paused, the box still in his hand. He pulled it back slightly, as if her words stung. "I'm sorry about that," he said, avoiding her eyes. "It was the alcohol. Things got out of hand." He spoke gently, like someone trained in persuasion. Older, smooth, known for his sweet words and the way he turned apologies into promises. Known to get away with things. Things like this. But Julia didn't know any of that. Not yet. What she saw in that moment was a man who looked sorry. Someone trying to make up for his indiscretions. Who seemed to regret what happened. And she blamed herself. She shouldn't have gone with him. Shouldn't have drunk so much. Shouldn't have trusted so easily. Maybe it was her fault, she thought. Marcus could see it. The self-doubt, the crack in her resolve. He leaned into it, not with force, but with soft power, reassurance, warmth, a plan. "Let's have breakfast," he said calmly. "Talk things through. We'll figure this out." At breakfast, he painted a picture with his words. One of comfort, ease, a better life. You wouldn't have to stay in that dorm anymore. Your bills, your tuition. I could take care of that. You wouldn't have to worry. Julia hesitated. The ache inside her hadn't faded, but his voice was like honey over broken glass. She looked at the velvet box again. Maybe this was how the real world worked, she thought. Maybe this was how you turned pain into opportunity. Maybe this was the only way to fix what couldn't be undone. She stretched out her hand. And just like that, she had agreed to something far more sinister than anything she had ever imagined. On the surface, it was a beautiful life, envied by many. But beneath it lay a cost far heavier than she could have ever anticipated. Marcus didn't hesitate this time. He knew he had her. He pulled the box from his pocket and gently placed it in her palm. Back to present. She closed her eyes, haunted by the memory of how she got caught in Marcus's web. Not that she ever truly fought it. No. She welcomed the seduction, the glittering promise of a new life. Being with someone so powerful had its perks, and the more she learned about him, the deeper she sank. This was her escape. From poverty, she could truly sit under the mango tree with her friends and know that financially, she was on their level. She was disheartened when she found out he was married. She argued, confronted him, only to be met with that signature roaring laugh and a single cold line. "So leave. There are plenty more where I picked you up from." The words sliced through her pride. She fell silent. The thought of going back, counting pennies, losing her upscale apartment, being just another face in the crowd, froze her resolve. Her lifestyle, her status, her credit cards, all funded by him. And just like that, she realized how easily it could all be taken away. So, she swallowed her pride, stepped back, and went with the flow. Thank you for joining me, my story lovies. Remember, every voice matters, and every story has power. If you love good drama and Caribbean stories, don't just watch. Join the family. Hit subscribe. Thanks again for watching, and stay tuned for the next intriguing episode of When the Crown Falls.